Hey, it's Nina.
And Ashley back with the bullshit.
And this is the Young and Gettin It Podcast, episode
43. And a bitch got it right this time with the intro.
I know, right?
Last time I fucked up.
Like, well, the funny thing is,
hey, it's Ashley.
And like, we weren't high.
No.
That's the funny part. That's the funniest part about it. Because when we're high, we struggle.
Yes.
We struggle. Just so you guys remember, you can find us on Young and Gettin It Podcast. Oh, whoa. You can find us on Young and Gettin Podcast, but what I really meant to say is you can find us on Apple Podcasts or iTunes, whatever. You can find us on all of them. Search Young and Gettin It Podcast. There is no G at the end of Gettin because we're millennials. You can also find us on soundcloud.com/WeAreYAGIP. Please follow us on there. Please leave comments. Also on Apple Podcasts, please subscribe and please rate and review. We're also on YouTube. We have a nice little cartoon of us on there, Search Young and Gettin It Podcast, spelled the same way with no G at the end of it. And then you can listen to our episodes in video mode, Breakfast Club style, and some of our interviews with our special guests are all taped so you can see them live with their mannerisms and all that special shit.
What they swag.
Okay. And you can find us on Google Play, Stitcher, and Pocket Casts.
Yes, y'all. And you can also find us on Twitter and Instagram at YAGI_podcast. You can find us on Facebook, Ashleyandninapod at Gmail. Oh, whoa, bitch. Okay.
Whoa.
You can find us at Facebook at facebook.com/YAGI. POD. We are struggling
That's
today.
funny because we're sober.
Yes, sober as shit with a headache. You could also find us on our website, www.weareyagip.com. And then we have our Google Voice number and our email. Our email is ashleyandninapod at gmail.com. Or you can call or text our Google Voice number at 323-486-3811. Okay, are you ready to get into the bullshit, girl?
Yes, let's start with some pop culture. Because, even though we try to be educational, we're all talking about, like, we're young, we want to be successful.
We're trying to grind.
By 30, we want to be in a certain place and all that stuff. It's like pop culture rules the world. And, it affects our lives a little bit. Yep. Like Kanye West saying, slavery was a choice, or him wearing the Make America Great Again, which means Make America White Again hat. And, he went on a radio show and apologized. How do you feel about the apology? Because people are half and half.
Honestly, I didn't even watch the apology because I didn't. That's just like the basis of it. It was like I wasn't drawn to go seek it out and watch it.
You just heard about it.
Yeah, I just heard about it. And I know he started crying, but it's just like...
he started crying. One of his original...
How long did you wait to apologize, though? And you made a song reinforcing it, that you were supporting this behavior. So it's like, why now are you coming and apologizing? Are you seeing backlash in your sales? Are you seeing backlash in your support? Definitely. And now you want that shit back?
I mean, like... I'm sure his sales. I mean, they said most of
Chinese slippers.
Exactly. Well, the thing is, his audience that are buying his clothes, they're not even like all black. So it's like his sales probably aren't even affected. It's just that he's losing the black community in general. But he basically just said, like, I'm sorry if what I said hurt. Like,
I'm sorry if what I said hurt.
He did use the word.
That's
if.
not
that
how you
me.
say apology.
I hate the word.
That's
if.
really not.
It's just like, I'm sorry that I said that. I should have never said that.
Yeah, I'm sorry I offended a mass majority of people with my statements.
Yeah.
And then that's it. Like, you literally, like, I was reading something on how you give an apology, and you literally say what you're sorry for and nothing else.
Yeah.
You don't say, I'm sorry that you feel that was offensive. You say, I'm sorry that offended you.
Right.
You don't say, like, oh, I'm sorry if that offended. I'm sorry if you felt that way, but I was just trying to. That's a stupid ass apology.
If you ever have a boyfriend who apologizes like that, consider breaking up.
Right. My nigga just say, I'm sorry or I apologize. So shout out to you, babe.
He learned.
Yeah.
Like, niggas be having to learn to settle down.
You really gotta, like, low key, you have to train people to be in relationships, sadly. Like, you have to do some tailoring to be in a relationship. Like, nobody's really, like, just built to be out here being in a relationship. That shit takes work, and that's why that shit be failing for a lot of people, because they don't put it in the work.
Exactly. And he cried because he said, like, one of his OG friends who had been around since he was like the regular not famous Kanye,
when he still had a black fiance.
Right. Oh my God. Yeah. Was she the one who did that poem about him? The one who was, or is just ex-girlfriend? Remember that one who made a poem about him?
I don't know. I know she was the one that was with him when he got in the car accident.
I had no idea he had a black fiance.
Yeah. And her dad, like, died, and he had promised her dad that he was gonna marry her and shit. Like, he says it in one of his old songs. Because remember, I'm a Kanye fan.
Yeah.
Like, I love fucking Kanye. And of course, his older shit is better, and this new shit, he's wild. But I support old Kanye wholeheartedly.
You know what we also need to talk about that I'm gonna write down is that article you sent me about Drake.
Oh, I hit the lights. Oh, made a right. Paid a price, bitch. That's not exactly how it goes, but that's the hard hitting parts.
But he was okay. I mean, we're gonna go into that right now. But Kanye said he was crying because like his home friend wasn't like, my friend, he wasn't there, and if he was there, I wouldn't do these things. And
my nigga, you are all grown ass fucking.
He literally like stopped and was like. I was like, nigga,
yeah, I don't care.
Imagine how much he cries to Kim. That's why he had to be with a non-black woman, because no black woman is gonna take a man crying that much.
Dude,
you can cry over your parents dying. You can cry over things like that because he lost his mom.
Yeah,
but it's
you
like
could cry over important things. It's just like if you crying every 2 seconds, fam.
He looks like he cries in excess.
Unstable, and he's definitely unstable, and he does have mental health issues.
Yeah,
that nigga probably cries a lot.
And that Kardashian family just goes with whatever's popping. So Khloe's dating someone from the Warriors, right? He's on the Warriors.
No, Tristan Thompson.
What is he on?
Isn't he on Cleveland?
Cleveland. Sorry. I get them mixed up because they're always against each other. Yeah. And I don't watch sports, guys.
I mean, I hope I'm right.
No, I think you're right. You're right. Because as soon as you said it, I was like, that's what it was. So she's dating someone who's on the Cavs, who's a winning team.
True.
She's with Kanye, who is one of the top rappers in the world.
Not according to Drake.
Right. Mm-hmm. Kylie met Travis Scott. Went to a concert of his where everyone knows Travis Scott's concerts are the most lit.
His shits are lit.
And then we already know his music is quality. And so like, even though this Astroworld came out after she was pregnant, it's like that just confirmed it in her mind. Like, yeah.
Oh, he that nigga.
So they all go after people who are that nigga, except for Khloe, who doesn't give a fuck about that type of shit. But
she's dated so many different niggas.
Now that I watch Courtney.
Court.
Sorry, I said Khloe.
She's my favorite Kardashian.
But yeah, because Kendall is now dating some black dude. I don't know what the fuck Kendall's doing.
I don't care about her skinny ass.
I just used to like Kendall because I thought she was a Kardashian who didn't get surgery.
Or was normal.
Yeah, she gets surgery. She steals people's niggas. She's just like her sister. Her sisters. But Courtney, she's not like them. But when she gets a boyfriend, she ain't around her family no more. And I can't stand when people are like that.
That's what they were like commenting on her about. But it's like, for her, I feel like she just hates them. So like the moment she could find an escape and get away, she goes and seeks that out.
Oh, also, you know how I always talk about Nicki Minaj's butt has no cellulite?
Yeah.
You know they're beefing on the Kardashian show, and Courtney was talking shit.
She said she has cellulite.
She said she got cellulite, and I was like, oh, so these white people don't want cellulite in their butt, and that's why Nicki Minaj out here looking like that. If you
haven't noticed, white people hate cellulite. They hate when their thighs rub together, and they don't like fat asses still. Like for the vast majority, they don't like fat asses. Like, because I hear this shit at work. Like, people are like, yeah, I need to lose my ass. Yeah, I can't get through here because of my ass. I'm like, girl, what you trying to look like?
How about you lose your stomach and don't be concerned about that butt and just work out your butt?
And the thing is, it's not even people that are fat. Like, it's like normal body people. Okay, and they're like, oh, I need to lose my ass. I'm like, girl, I'm trying to gain it. Like, if you want to donate, I'm down. People are wilding.
I even thought about people who do the fat transfer from their stomach and put it in their butt, and I was like, that thought only crossed my mind for a millisecond because 1, I don't like surgery. 2, I don't like liposuction stomach, and 3, I don't want my butt to be fakely bigger.
Yeah,
because there are fat girls out there that are now taking their fat, putting it in their butt. So even though they're not even losing weight, they're getting a fake. It looks crazy.
Yep.
That's what all love in hip hop is. It's a whole bunch of people who don't want to eat right, who just get liposuction. They get liposuction because we were talking about that in my laboratory. They were saying like the only fat cells don't die unless you do cryosculpting because it causes apoptosis, which is cell death for everyone who doesn't know. So it's like cryo whatever, but you can get lipo because in lipo they actually suck it out, the cells out of you, which is how you can lose fat cells and then you won't.
Lipo just looks like it hurts too much.
And their stomach after never looks good.
It's lumpy.
I want to find out like the one day when I go to Kim Kardashian's whatever doctor about my skin, I'm gonna ask her, how do they not have them nasty stomachs?
Because they probably get the best surgeon. Like they probably seek out and pick out their entire team. Like they probably handpick everybody.
Because whoever is doing Kylie is doing a fantastic job. Like,
but you know what? Like when people have big asses, they still have hip dips, and like that's one thing. Like you know how like the side of your body, like your side of your hips dip in a little bit, and everybody's always concerned with getting muscle there to like round out your body. Yeah. Like I saw this girl on Tumblr the other day. She was thick as fuck, and she still had like it's like a pear shape, but it's not as smooth. Yeah. Like the transition, like the hips aren't as round as like they be making them.
Yeah.
So I'm like, they're really training people to like an unnatural style of body.
Yeah,
because when you're thick, you still have it. It's like, I definitely still have hip dips.
That's the problem. It's not a natural style of body, and men will talk. Well, men don't talk too much shit, but when they do talk shit, it's like, you guys.
They still don't. They like it. Still feel real.
Y'all date the women that you talk shit about, but men don't really talk too much about that because they know that they're okay with it, right? They know they're totally okay. At the end of the day,
they're like, I just want something to hit from the back.
Right. That's all they care about. Okay, so
back to topic.
Now let's talk about the Drake Kim K article you sent me. So
intense. I'm pretty sure everybody's seen this by now.
Yeah. So that was off of Twitter.
Mm-hmm. Okay. It was a thread on Twitter.
Ashley sent it to me when I was reading it. I was like,
no. When I was reading it, you know that GIF with like the math or the GIF with math.
Yes.
Like I sent that to Rashad and I was like, it all adds up.
Oh my god.
He started dying laughing
because it's like, okay, so there's an article, basically it's like, Drake's been telling us for months now he slept with Kim K. We just have not been listening.
I listened, dude.
And it's like, oh, it's really long.
It's very long.
But it's like, let me see the highlights that really struck me.
The Kiki, they're saying that's about her. Like, Kiki.
Right. Kim Kardashian's
her nickname
is Kiki.
Or Keeks.
Keeks. And then he says your wifey, and they're like, well, people always say your wifey, like, oh, I took your bitch. But it's like,
he's for real.
He might be talking about Kanye's wifey.
And then even the directions to the house that he's talking about, because in Sicko Mode, isn't it in Sicko Mode when he's like, is it in that song or is it nonstop? I think it's nonstop. He's like, I got in the car, basically made a right, went down the street, hit the lights, paid a price. And like they show a map of where the Kardashians live, well, Kim and Kanye live, and where Drake lives, and it's literally those are the directions to get to his house.
To get there.
Yeah.
And then I remember this, Kim posted a picture saying I'm really shy, and then just a couple days ago
he's like, I'm shy.
He posted a picture that said I'm shy, and I was like, that's a lot of coincidences. And then
Kim, how are you really shy and you did a sex tape?
Okay, no, I don't know what she's talking about. And then what else is on here?
You know what that reminded me of? Quick side note, that Kanye song where he's like, you got one bad sister-in-law and I got 4. And he's basically like talking about fucking his sister-in-laws or like wanting to fuck them.
I mean, but it's like, I take that as music. I don't take it as like,
I take that as his mental illness, and then he might low-key be serious.
I mean, his sisters-in-law are some of the most famous people in the world, but it's like they are probably made aware somehow that he said that. Like he shows Kim all his music too, so if he didn't tell them, Kim probably told them. But I mean,
so Kanye,
he
made a song.
They probably love it. They probably love it because he's one of the most famous black people in the world, and he's saying, oh, you're my sister-in-law and I would smash because you are fine. Like, that's some shit the Kardashians would like.
That's a lot.
That's some shit the Kardashians would like.
That's a whole lot.
And then it says Drake's producer reveals why he didn't drop the diss track that would have been very bad for Kanye. He was saying like, Drake had something and we had to tell him not to drop it because it would. And it's like, as sick as Kanye is, like, I don't even want to see what would happen.
Didn't somebody say like he would commit suicide?
Yeah, I mean, Kanye I'm worried about him because he is the type that would do that, but I hope not because he has kids and I hope he's smarter to understand that. Let's see what else. Rap fans grilled Drake about not responding to Push, except we don't know the half of it, he says, and whatever it is, he can only tell us about it in pieces. And this was in his new album, and the songs Can't Tell a Joke and Elevate. Let's see. Drake has a good relationship with the Kardashians, and we know they live in Hidden Hills. I wonder if this house they're showing is Kim's new house. Oh, it is. It is. Yeah. Sure is. They live really close to each other.
They do.
So it's just like a mansion area.
Yeah, because Hidden Hills is like a rich area. So like, the house that I rented for my birthday party, that's near Hidden Hills.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah,
it is.
It's right by there.
Okay, cool. Let's see what else. It says, I think Scorpion was originally mostly side B until Ye snitched to Push about Drake's kid. Once that got exposed, Drake made side A to not only go after Kanye, but to subtly tell us about his history with Kim. Let's see. They put a whole bunch of verses, and I was like, you guys are doing a lot. But that's overall, when I heard the theory, I was like, this is definitely plausible.
Yeah, it's definitely possible. And like, just like some of the stuff we have learned about Drake through research, it's very possible. Like, this nigga's touch is not able to be avoided.
This nigga like fucks everyone. Like,
yeah,
what if Drake, because you know I'm scared of everything, so I'm like, what if Drake is like connected to the devil, so he has that like secret trance on people?
I mean, have you seen how sad his eyes look sometimes? Like, really? Sometimes I be looking at him, I'm like, that nigga really looks sad. Like, and really? Then he talks in one song, like, he's like, yeah, I almost myself, I thought about it. Like, he doesn't say like, oh, I almost killed myself, but you can tell that like that is the missing word, right? And then I remember I listened to that, and then like maybe like a few days later, I was listening to some of his old stuff, and he was like, never suicide, I'm too alive. And I'm like, damn, how times have changed.
Yeah, but the thing is, people forget, which is a good thing that you brought this up, people forget that so many people have the thought of killing themselves. Not that we're all going to do it, but the thought crosses our mind. And this is actually a good tangent, like, to quickly talk about the 9-year-old boy. I feel like it's like going to be a repeated story, but I don't care, because like, it's just so sad. Oh, look how cute he was.
He was definitely very fucking cute.
Jamel Miles, he had just come. He was. I mean, everyone knew he was gay just because he probably, you know, not stereotypical, but probably showed signs.
Yeah.
But he came out, and then he said that the bullying just got worse. The thing is, his parents were like, cool,
they were fine with it.
They were like, let's get it.
He had came out to his sister, and then I think this sister told the parents. I don't know, like, because I didn't read the full article, but they told, like, the family was aware. And then the fact that he gets bullied by kids at school, and to the point where he has to kill himself because they told him, oh, kill yourself.
Yeah, they told him kill yourself. He hung himself. And I think like the week before, he told his mom like, oh, can I get my nails done with you? And she was like, yeah. And like, they went and got their nails. I was like,
I would have just made him get a clear coat at that point. Like, when you're little, it's like, okay, you can come, but you're getting a clear coat.
Yeah, like, let's take this slow.
Yeah.
Even if I had a daughter, I don't know about giving her colors.
Exactly.
Young.
You're going to get a clear coat, boo.
Like, if you want to be treated like a girl, I'm going to treat you like a 9-year-old girl. Like, that's
you're going to have rules.
You're going to have, right. You're not going to go crazy until you're the age too. But that's the thing. It just reminded me, like, a lot of people, I feel bad because their parents it was negligence of the school too. But like, yeah, I'm going to be that fucking parent. Like, this shit like this drives me fucking crazy. On top of my experience of going to school and watching it also happen to other people, which was so sad. Like, I still remember this boy. He was my friend's little brother, and he was like, I think he's gay, but I'm not trying to just put it on him. But I remember seeing him getting bullied in line in front of me, and I was just watching to see if
you didn't do anything?
No, I was watching to see if they crossed the line. They didn't do anything in that moment. They said hi to him in a very bullyish manner. Like, they were like, hi, da-da-da-da. And I just stood there watching, and he's like looked uncomfortable, but they left. But I was going, just by the way they said hi, I was like, if they do something right now, I'm going to say something right now.
Yeah.
Because it just didn't seem right, because they were probably picking on him for being gay. And like, I was on dance company. I used to, you remember Matt?
Yeah, that gay.
He was super gay, and he's still super gay. Now he's like he does like design, and he's a dance instructor or whatever. He was an amazing dancer. And like, I remember walking with him wherever on campus, and like people talking shit as we're walking, and I'm just like, it's so crazy how people laugh at you for being gay, and it's because you actually want to know what it's like to touch a nigga. That's why you're so insecure, because you know the niggas that always go the hardest are the ones that
be gay.
Oh, I wonder what it's like, you know. So it's like, you need to get out of here. The ones that aren't gay are the ones that are like, what's up, bro? Like,
and that are still able to be friends, like on what's that show, Dear White People, the two roommates, one's gay, one's not, and they still have like that brotherly like dynamic.
Yeah,
because he's not
insecure.
And he's not worried about anybody thinking he's gay, because his roommate is gay and he's close friends with his gay roommate. Yeah, he is a fucking hoe. He's a hoe, but he fine as shit. He's really so it makes sense. Yeah. He got a 16-pack, like,
right.
Ooh,
but yeah,
daddy.
It's like, I felt bad. I just felt so bad. So I'm definitely gonna be that parent that if first of all, I'm gonna tell my kids, like, please tell me everything. I'd rather be your friend than not. Right. You know, at the end of the day.
But like, with that whole thing, like, I was looking on Tumblr, and somebody posted a tweet saying like, now when I get home from work now, I understand why my mom wilded out on me for not taking the chicken out.
Yes.
Because they were like, if you think about it, like, my irresponsible ass literally had nothing to do all day, and I had one task and I couldn't do it.
I was thinking about that the other day.
That also made me think about that line where it was like a quote or something where it was like, adults want you to respect them while they're disrespecting you. But it's like with teenagers in my house, the teenagers oftentimes, more often than not, they're disrespectful first, and they don't realize that they're disrespectful. So they get mad when the parent disrespects them, and it's like, no, you are way out of line in the first place to even think that I'm not gonna step to you with the same energy, especially when I know people get mad when people throw out there like parents pay your bills, this, that, and the other, but money is very important to everybody's lives. So
and it takes a lot of time to make it.
And you cannot act like somebody paying and providing things for you isn't a basis for you to respect them. Like, if you're not going to respect a person who's providing for you, even though, like, they did decide to have you and you didn't decide to be here, you're still living in their fucking house at the end of the day. So unless you can afford to move out, you might want to respect the person that pays your fucking bills. You know?
We can cut it off real quick.
Any second.
Because I'm, like, I don't want to be my kid's friend, but I just I would choose that over not knowing anything. You know, but it's like, I don't want to be their friend.
No.
But and there's a good middle ground. Like, for example, your parents. That I would say that's a middle ground. But what's it called? I'm trying to tie off of what you just said. Oh, that's the thing. It's like, kids, we really don't have shit to do but get good grades, and that is annoying because I mean, I'm gonna try not to come home and yell, because I've definitely seen parents come home and start screaming, and I'm like,
but then I think about, like, if I have a bad day at work, but then, like, in the future I don't plan to be working for anybody else but myself,
and they're human. So it's like Charlamagne always says, he was like, you don't even know your parents' life before you was here.
You don't.
And so it's like, they're also humans, and they're also learning things, and for the first time,
and they're also stressed out, and just like you, because like teenagers, I know they be having emotions and they feel like whatever's happening to them is the most detrimental shit in the world. But just think about having to provide for 4 people.
Think about put ourselves in our parents' place, like having 4 kids, or your parents have 4 too, right?
Yes.
And so it's like having 4 kids. Imagine if they're living here, they have this job, they get laid off. These are things we don't even know about because they're so young. Imagine them getting laid off. Okay, that's already one thing, but imagine them going out to interviews and not getting the job and having to come home to your dumb ass that didn't put the chicken out. Imagine getting rejected,
going off.
Imagine getting no job and you go home, your fucking kid couldn't even do shit right, and the sink is full, and there's shit on the floor.
I am taking phones. I might disconnect the internet router. I might do a lot of shit.
That's why I was like, my kids, they're gonna live comfortably, but it's like, you try to fuck up, you're gonna lose your PlayStation or whatever system's out at that time. You can it's not even gonna be PlayStation anymore.
It's gonna be all VR.
Right. I'm gonna take your phone, like, because you have nothing to do but get good grades and stay out of trouble.
Your job is to be a kid and do the things that I request that you do. You know.
And I mean, also, it's like we learn from our parents' mistakes, so naturally.
Definitely.
But like, I think I'm gonna be that parent. Like, if my kid is getting bullied, like, I'm gonna go to school calmly the first time, because the last time I will not be calm. I'm gonna go to school calmly the first time and be like, so I heard about this.
What are you guys doing?
So let me find out that you didn't do something next time this happens. So I'm gonna report. By the way, I'm recording this whole thing. You know, like, I'm gonna be like, I'm recording all of this so we can have the date stamped.
And in California, you have to do that. You have to tell people you're recording.
And I'm gonna find out, it was that kid. Let's do a meeting with the parents, because I'm gonna have to fight their parents. I can't fight the kid.
Did you?
I'm like, if your kid touches me, I'm gonna have to punch you. Don't do it.
You're reminding me of. And by law, if like somebody hits you first, you may hit them back.
Exactly.
But
I'm gonna tell my kids that too.
Because it's self-defense, and spitting on someone is a form of assault. So if you get spit on, knock that bitch out. You
can hit.
Just cause. But you see that video of that mom cussing out the guy at McDonald's for her daughter?
No.
There's this video of this mom, and I love it. And they're like, black moms will ride for you like no other mom will, right? And so we're going to talk about something else after this too. You know what? So the mom is in the McDonald's, and she's like, you told my daughter you was going to hit her with that? And he's like, no. She's like, no, I know you told my daughter because she right here and she told me. And he's like, yeah, I did say it, but I wasn't going to do it. And she's like, don't you ever fucking talk about my daughter like that again. Don't say you going to do nothing to her. Don't interact with her while she's at work. And she was like, as long as my daughter work here, don't fucking talk to her.
Right.
Don't fucking talk to her. Don't fucking touch her.
That's it.
Right? And the dad was there too, and he just standing there like, yeah, nigga,
what's good? What's good?
Yeah, what?
What's good?
And the mom's like, I'll beat your ass. And she like, her daddy, he about it.
Okay? Her daddy, he about it. That's the type of marriage I want, when my husband's in the back like, what's good?
And the husband's just standing there low key. He looks scared too, and he's just like, yeah, nigga,
what's good?
Yeah.
Like,
And so then she's just like yelling at him and going in. She's like, okay, are we clear? And I want you to apologize. And so he apologizes to the mom. She's like, no, I want you to apologize to my daughter. And so he apologizes to the daughter. And she's like, all right, thank you. Don't ever let me hear about no shit like this again. I'm going to come up here and I'm going to see you.
Yeah.
Like,
that's what I'm gonna, like, the thing that sucks is it's embarrassing for the child, but I'm going to threaten their parents. I don't give a fuck about your kids. You're going to threaten your kids. I'm going to threaten your parents. So it's like, if I know exactly who's doing it, because the school, it's their job to make sure these things. So I'm going to be like, oh, is this person? So get their parents and get the kids in here. We all going to talk.
Yeah.
So let me let you know that it's some, like, I will ruin your, because we're going to be successful when we get older and not trying to be cocky. That's just what it's going to be.
I'm walking there with my Birkin bag.
I'm going to walk in there. I'm saying. So I'm going to walk in there and be like, I have enough money to ruin your life. Do you want me to do it? Let's go. Don't touch my child. We're not doing this. I will have to fight you. I don't want to.
Don't put your hands on me. Don't point at me. Don't get your hands close to my face. To me, those are all fighting movements.
Anything to, first of all, and then I'm going to insult their parenting, because I'm like, your child is so miserable, because everyone who bullies is miserable.
So what the fuck is going on in your house?
Why is your life so trash that your child is so miserable? Talking to my kid is happy. Your kid made my kid unhappy because he was happy. Like, I'm ooh, don't do it. That's why you always see moms fighting over their kid, because it's like, I don't fight.
Because it came out of you. Like, I'm gonna fight tooth and nail for my fucking kid.
I don't fight, but let it be my ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And like, so, like, you know how the statement said black women ride for their kids harder than anybody else. I started thinking about that trash ass pastor. I don't even want to say his name at the Aretha Franklin fucking thing. So this nigga gonna go on to say that black moms cannot raise black sons and that black dads need to be in the house. Nigga was wild, because he was saying that our soul, like, who is your soul, like, talking to? Let me pull up this fucking shit, because
okay, I ain't got time for this nigga. Niggas are so self-righteous. And while she's looking it up, me and Ashley were just talking about how, like, women, have you noticed that, like, women have insecurities, women have, like, problems, insecurities, blah blah blah, but when niggas have insecurities and when niggas have problems, it's way worse than women at all times. So men are always like, people always say, oh, you need a good dad in the household, but if he ain't shit, like a lot of the ones who left,
to be there.
He really don't, because there's a lot of men who left where it's like, it's probably better off that you didn't come back, even though it hurt the child.
You know what, real quick before I read, I'm gonna read what he said, and I'm gonna tell you about something else that I saw.
Okay.
So Pastor Williams, I am ashamed of that last name because it has connection to me.
Damn.
Where is your soul, black man? As I look in your house, there are no fathers in the home no more. As proud and beautiful and fine as our black women are, one thing a black woman cannot do, a black woman cannot raise a black boy to be a man.
So you got that fucked up, because there's a lot of black basketball players that only have their mom.
That's LeBron James.
And he just opened a school.
And his show is actually pretty good.
And he's not trifling in the fucking news.
Episode. Yeah.
Oh, he has a show?
Yeah, he has a show. It's called The Barbershop. That shit is actually pretty good.
What
it's
channel?
like a live podcast. It comes on HBO. You could watch it through my Amazon.
He would get HBO.
You could watch it through my Amazon.
Good.
So that reminded me of like how a black man needs to be in the home of this hotep ass nigga. Vital Information talked about it too, but they be on Tumblr, so they be seeing the same shit I see.
They're funny. They triggered me.
I love them. I was just listening to their most recent episode, dying.
You hear where they talked about Geminis? And they're like, 'cause she's a Gemini. So I posted, I said, y'all triggered me. And Aaron replied like, LMAO. So I was like, I'm a Gemini. Okay, bye.
Like,
bye.
leave me alone.
But yeah.
But there is this post on Instagram about this guy, and he was saying like, he was saying like he don't know what happened. He was with this woman for this X amount of years, and they had 5 kids together. And he was like, yeah, she bought me a Greyhound bus ticket one day and sent me away and didn't say anything, right? So he was like, yeah, maybe it was the not having a job, or maybe it was the weed smoking. And he was like, oh, and she's also a Gemini, so you know how that go.
Right.
But
they do say that about Gemini.
Right. So this nigga was like, yeah, so she kicked me out, and then she gonna throw me on child support, and I'm $100K in debt now because of child support. Damn. And so he's like, I might as well not even work, because I could work a full week and only earn $40, bring home $40 after the child support is taken out. And he's like, I have to find a way to get detached from this social security number. He's not like, I need to find a way to be better and go support my kids and be a better man for her. I just need to find a way to evade this child support, because I don't feel like she should have put me on it, because I don't know what his justification is for why she shouldn't have put him on it.
Jesus, men be trash sometimes.
And I remember the lady, I saw a follow-up post and she had replied talking about, I'm the one who did it, and yes, I did do that. She's like, I work full-time, and she's like in the military or something. Like, she was like, I make good money, like basically like I don't need him. And like, I'm just thinking like some of the mentality of black men, because there was another thing I saw too on Tumblr where it was amongst 10 men, they had 87 children. One man had 28 kids, one had 10, one had 5, and like none of them had these. Of course, they didn't have them all with one woman.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
They all had like 4 or more baby mothers. And that lady, what's her name, Nina?
Ayan Levon's aunt.
Yeah, I think it was her. She was like, I'm not only saying that you guys are affected, but you're affecting 87 other people. Like, you're affecting and impacting 87 other people's lives, not
including the moms.
Yeah. And she was like, you guys aren't in the household. There's no way you can be in the household to support these children.
I remember that episode.
Because you have 4 different baby mamas, 5 kids.
You can't be around for all of them.
You can't be there. Like, you physically cannot be there.
Right.
But at the same time, that dates back to slavery, where they took black men out the household on purpose, and they literally used us just to breed. Yeah, that's all they did. They used us to breed workers. They used us to breed house niggas. They used us to breed whatever was necessary for them to have. So it's like partially it is,
and they wanted to break down our self-confidence.
And they wanted to split the household and make us less powerful. But it's like part of it is that, but then part of it is just like, I don't like, some niggas just ain't raised right. Niggas can come from 2-parent homes and not be raised right. Like, it doesn't have to be a 1-parent home for like a nigga to be fucked up.
It always, to me, ends up in a lack of education, and not just a lack of K through 12, like a lack of just
a foundation.
Just education. Like, because we learn some of our education on the streets. Yeah, it's like they have nothing, and that sucks when they learn it all on the streets, and they learn it all in the hood. It's different to learn everything on the streets in Fontana versus living all this stuff on the streets in Compton like and Watts. It's different, or fucking Queens. It's different, or Miami. Ooh, Jesus, and you haven't been there yet. Nope. It's fucking ghetto. They have a great nightlife, but I'm scared at all times. Like, that shit is ghetto.
But you always scared.
I'm always scared. I'm not. So my mom, she came home or whatever, and she couldn't get inside the house because I locked it. She was like, "Why'd you lock the garage door?" I was like, "So I don't die." What you mean? Like, she was like, "Well, you got to leave it unlocked." I said, "You need a key, because garage doors were made so that you could put your hands under it and lift it up." So you're telling me someone could just lift up our garage and walk in our house? Got me fucked up. Actually, I think, I don't know if this was just in the 70s or 80s, but that's when I was hearing it. So I know for sure in the 70s or 80s, the like high, like one of the highest like ratings of like murders was just because people left their doors open, because back then people wouldn't lock their doors, so niggas knew, oh, their door's gonna be open.
When people don't lock their doors, I lose like fundamental trust that I have for that person. Yeah, like, there should never be a reason for you to be in your house with your doors unlocked unless you forgot.
And they said windows. People don't lock their windows.
My dad, he is so adamant about that. We can't, like, if we leave the house, he's like, make sure all the windows are locked, make sure all the doors are locked, you know, close the garage. And I'm like, all right.
People really do break in like that. Unfortunately, that really does happen. Like, knock on wood, I'll just say, oh,
there's some right here, bitch.
Yeah, it's like I had to find it, because like that's just unfortunately like what happens. Luckily, I haven't had any nightmares, which is just surprising, because I've listened to so many murders. But not making a murderer, my favorite murder with Karen Kilgariff and Georgia Hardstark. Amazing podcast.
I need to listen.
It's fucking good. They're just funny. That's what makes it good.
Yeah, and the only hard part about me listening to podcasts, like, I have to do it when I'm driving, because like if I try and listen to a podcast while I'm doing my homework, I just can't.
Oh yeah,
my brain's like, bitch, what?
I listen to because I have podcasts that are like not as entertaining. I listen to those when I'm like working, when I'm not gonna fully pay attention.
I just have to listen to music. Like, I don't know why I function so much better with music. And I need like a lot of background noise, like when I'm studying. I can't have it quiet.
With music, you don't have to focus, because you've most likely heard the song before. Like, podcasts, you're trying to listen because
it's new.
This past week I was really busy like doing things, so I replayed I played like 2 podcasts, like restarted them, because I realized I wasn't listening the whole time, which is like fine. But Yeah.
That pastor's trash. Because he also said, like, to get back to the topic, he also said other things like Black lives don't matter until, like, we stop killing ourselves, basically. I'm paraphrasing, but I just looked at the article, and I'll read that shit, because these words.
First of all, why is he saying that at Aretha Franklin's funeral? Like, they were talking about Donald Trump and everything. Like, they were going off at her funeral.
And his sermon was 50 minutes long.
Shut up.
Yes.
Oh, so that was church.
That's why people would sleep.
That was church, yep, because people do fall asleep in church.
Let me read it. It says, "It amazes me how it is when the police kills one of us, we're ready to protest, march, destroy innocent property. We're ready to loot, steal, whatever we want. But when we kill 100 of us, nobody says anything. Nobody does anything.
But make t-shirts.
Black on black crime. We're all doing time. We're locked up in our mind. There's got to be a better way. We must stop this today." And then the article asks, "Do Black lives matter?" The pastor answers, "No, Black lives do not matter. Whoa. Black lives will not matter. Black lives ought not matter. Black lives should not matter. Black lives must not matter until the Black people start respecting lives and stop killing ourselves."
I mean, like, I kind of feel you, kind of. But it's like, you shouldn't word it like that.
Yeah, I mean, there's a time and a place for everything, and for one, that wasn't the time, nor was it the place.
Right. And
then second of all, I don't ever want to hear a Black person say Black lives don't matter. I don't give a fuck if Tyrone kills Roger down the street and they're both Black. Like,
because white people are gonna take that line and run with it,
especially at something like at a funeral of such a profound person,
right,
who was known for her civil rights efforts.
Right.
You're gonna disrespect her legacy like that? Like, he started feeling himself or some shit with his little Jesus piece on.
He was like,
he probably used to be a pimp. Yeah, he like this nigga had a chain. It wasn't even like this nigga had a chain.
He probably used to be a
blingy ass shit.
Stop.
Yeah,
and you know it's real.
And he had rings on both his ring fingers, blingy as fuck.
Oh, so he must got a big house.
Yeah. And a Rolls Royce. Like, get the fuck out.
Wow.
And I'm like, that's one thing that, like,
about church.
That's why I don't like church. And it's like, you can't, like, generalize every church to be like that. But for, like, of the churches I've been to, one pastor has said something offensive, and it's like, well, I don't want to go here because I don't want people to think I'm okay with this.
Yeah.
Like, because people are so easy, like, they're so quick to, like, group you and generalize you with a group of people just because you've been at one event that supports this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I don't want to be associated with that because I love everybody. I just dislike racist white people. That's it.
That's about it. And you can tell people are racist. Like, when I went to Ohio, like, some of the looks I got, I was like, you're racist?
Yep.
You're a racist? You're a racist. You like Black people. And I totally understand why Dave Chappelle lives in Ohio. It's a great place to live.
Yeah. I've just seen a baller ass house for sale in Ohio.
For probably cheap.
It was $1 million.
Oh, that must have been big.
It was big. It was baller.
For $1 million?
It was baller.
Okay, so, about the Aretha Franklin funeral. The Shade Room and the internet never lets anything live down. So it's like, they, first of all, Fantasia killed it. They always make fun of Jennifer Hudson because she just be yelling.
Yeah, all black singers in church yell.
Yeah, they yell. Sorry. And then who's Ariana Grande?
She did good.
She did good.
Her dress was very short, and then people were saying she got groped by that guy. But like, it was weird how he wouldn't let her go.
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't want to like make the situation different, but I don't think he was intending to do that.
Not at all. I don't see it. And the honestly, the way he was holding it, I've seen leaders of the church not hold people at their boob there, but I've seen them hold like that, like they'll
right
hold,
at the waist.
They'll hold on to you. Like, I've just seen it before, so it didn't mean anything to me. She did look uncomfortable though, but it was probably because he was so close to her boob. The height difference is what fucked it up, because he's taller than her.
He should have grabbed her around her shoulder.
He should have put his hand on her shoulder.
It's always safe to grab somebody by their shoulder.
He wasn't thinking. He's at Aretha Franklin's funeral. He's not trying to be a perv.
And he's in front of a
ton of people. He's not groping. He's not groping a boob in front of a camera.
Look at us making excuses for molesting.
I know, but I know, right? That's what people are gonna say. Like, actually, that pastor has this many girlfriends and a baby out of wedlock, like everyone else, right?
The Catholic Church has molested thousands of little boys,
and you know the world is full of trash people.
Yeah.
So let's come on.
Don't be trash.
I don't think he's one of them. But yeah, they're talking about her dress. Honestly, before I heard anything about her dress, I thought something of her dress.
I saw her ass cheek.
I was like, why is her dress so short? Why do I see so much thigh? It's not that it was. It wasn't that it was a mini dress, guys. It was the fact that the amount of thigh was like, that's not okay.
Yeah.
Like, because it was halfway up her thigh, and I was like, that's a whole bunch. When you're in church, they always say, like, in school, 6 inches. Yeah. They said the highest you can go is 6 inches over your thigh.
I like everything below the knee if I'm going to church.
If it's like this, that's acceptable, though. Yeah. Like, right above the knee is acceptable, but her shit was all halfway up her thigh. And she's a short girl, which means that was a short dress. Like, and so, yeah, someone, she doesn't have a black team, obviously.
I'm just mad, though, when I Googled the pastor for Aretha Franklin's funeral, all the articles came up about how he groped her, and nobody was focusing on how this pastor just disrespected black people like for a whole fucking 50 minutes.
Yeah, people are gonna try to pull whatever out of it. That pastor actually already apologized.
Okay,
like he was
I'm proud of him.
The one about groping her. Yeah, he was like, I had no intention to do that.
I'm
like,
sure he didn't.
He didn't. I had no. The moment I saw it, I was like, here goes Shade Room. That's all I thought when I saw it. I said, here goes Shade Room doing some shit. I watched it like 3 times. I was like, that wasn't on purpose. Okay. Yeah. And then the old lady sleeping in the background, and they caught her, and I was like, that was so funny, because y'all know we got that auntie or that mom or that somebody who falls asleep in church. And I was telling Ashley, like, me and my dad, who probably go to church the least, like, or more spiritual, less than religious, are the only 2 that stay awake. The rest of my family, who will be more religious and more blah blah blah, I'm a Jesus person, will fall asleep, and I'll have to wake them up. Like, can you listen? Yeah. Why do you want me to listen if you're not going to listen? But that's funny. People do fall asleep in church.
Yeah.
And after you said his sermon was 50 minutes, first of all, 50 minutes, why? It should be no longer than 30.
He wasn't even the first speaker. Like, people spoke before him.
That shit was long, wasn't it?
Yeah.
How long? Was it 3 hours or 4 hours?
It was long enough for me to cut all my braids out and take all my braids out. Wow. So it was long enough.
Jesus, man.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, that was all I had. Oh, she had that, they had 100 pink Cadillacs outside. Yeah, that was real cute.
And it was, like, they had her, like, with her legs crossed and, like, low-key sitting up in her casket.
They were like a lady.
People were making jokes talking about by the time this funeral was over, Aretha done uncrossed her ankles. She probably and then on the one with the lady sleeping, somebody said, well, sleep is the cousin of death. She was just trying to be close to Aretha.
Oh God. Somebody said, oh, shout out to Cadillac trying to promo their cars. I was like, that's true.
I mean, Cadillacs are nice ass cars. I actually want one.
I'm like, are there really 100 pink ones, or did they paint?
No, people like volunteered to come drive their car for the concession.
You know, it's so funny because someone did say, they're like, that's a lot of Mary Kay cars, and I was like, it probably it was some people who work for Mary Kay.
What? I forget about that.
Bet. Because they do be having them pink Cadillacs. I was like, bet a ton of Mary Kay. It probably was like a ton of Mary Kay people were like,
honestly,
let's go.
Yeah, because like, who else has a fucking pink Cadillac?
Well, there's no way you can have 100. Like, you know? And I'm like, and then if you're not in Mary Kay, how many people outside of Mary Kay have a pink Cadillac? Right? Like, few and far between. That was Mary Kay sponsored.
All right. Okay? Shout out Mary Kay.
Shout out to Mary.
There is that one thing you wanted to talk about, but it's just like, it don't tie in. It's going to be real fucking off because we were talking about church. The safari dick.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No. Okay. Wow.
Yeah. Yep, that's what I said.
I have that on
you
here.
You said it's the perfect time, bitch. It's not.
Okay. But well. Jesus was born on Christmas, and pre-orders start in December.
Whoa. Okay.
So that's how we're gonna tie it in there. Pre-orders. Safari made a dildo from the #1 dildo company too, which is a huge deal. A 6-figure deal. So yeah, great.
Get that money, huh?
Do you? And it's like for girls that, I mean, I'm sure there's a ton of girls that want to fuck Safari.
From all the people that seen that dick, if you ain't got somebody, you got trying to order that dick.
You don't order that dick. I don't even look down on bitches because it's like, I'm sure you want to fuck Safari and he ain't gonna fuck all y'all.
No, and honestly, I wouldn't want to fuck him in like real life. Like if I was a person, like no.
It would be one of those things where I regret it later.
Yeah.
But yeah, like his dick is on pre-order in December, and they said
his dick is on pre-order.
Basically, I want to see the veins. I can't wait till it comes out because I want to see it.
Yeah, I was about to say something inappropriate, but I'm not.
And one thing I was thinking was, I was like, watch them add like half an inch to an inch to it. I know they're going to. Yeah. Safari's gonna be like, no, I didn't add nothing to it, but it's like, you did. Shut up. And then
at least he wasn't like Chris Brown trying to say he wasn't hard. When we saw his dick not flaccid. Like, I have never seen a flaccid dick look like that, Chris.
Chris Brown's dick looked like a piece of spaghetti. I'm just kidding. His dick doesn't look like it sucks. It actually looks like it's a decent size.
He know how to dance. He know how to work that shit.
And it wasn't short either.
He definitely eats pussy. So
when they're too long, like, I actually would never have sex with Safari because I'm not trying to go through that type of pain or damage. No. And so Chris Brown is actually more relative to what I'd be okay with.
That's medium.
And they said the penises will be out before Valentine's Day, so people can be nasty.
Hilarious.
Isn't that funny? And then apart from that, the only other thing I had was Blac Chyna hired a new boyfriend. Or her boyfriend hired her. That's what I meant to say. Because I've had this idea in my mind, like, oh, these men are paying her to date them for clout. So the period of time they're together is relative to the amount of money they paid. She was with YB and Almighty J for a while. And he is like kind of known. So he probably gave her like $100,000 or something like that. Shit. And it's like, and she did just get some new wheels on her Wraith. And so I was like, that's probably something.
This bitch got a Wraith. What the fuck am I doing wrong?
She's with this new guy who I'm sure he has money too. Like because he looks like a lame, and like she's allowed to grab her butt, so I'm sure that costs extra money to be able to touch her.
Oh, you gonna touch my ass in public?
Yeah. Okay. I'm like, the only person she actually really liked was that Michi. That fine little young looking dude. Michi, you love Michi or I love Michi. Ooh. The one where she got caught sucking dick on video. That was Michi. Oh. Yeah. He was
that was a young nigga?
He's younger than her because she's 30.
Damn, I'm like, did I watch child porn?
How old is Blac Chyna now? Oh, I mean, YBN would have been child porn.
Oh my God.
How old? Oops. Ooh, that came up too fast. It was some weird white guy with tattoos all over his face. Blac Chyna.
Oh, I hate when I do my hair and hair product be dripping down my forehead.
Okay, she turned 30 this year. She's too old to be doing this shit. Dang, Tyga's only 28. Okay,
at least he's trying to make a comeback.
Dang. Okay, yeah. Blac Chyna's mom had her when she was 16.
Yeah, makes all the sense.
I'm looking at all these ages now. Kris Jenner's 62. Damn.
Yeah, that's my mommy's age.
I'm like, she's. I just never guessed her age because she had like 2 facelifts.
At least I think my mom's 62. I hope so.
I think my dad's 62. I'm not sure. You'd be forgetting people's age.
I don't know.
But yeah, so she's 30. I don't know. This guy, he was just grabbing her butt in a video, and I was like, okay, depending on how long they'll be together, it depends on how much he paid her. I don't think Blac Chyna is actually dating these people. I think she actually had. I actually have all these theories based on things I've just learned, as in like all these women on TV who are like getting cheated on by their boyfriends, but they work it out, but they seem consistently happy. They
got another nigga.
They have another nigga somewhere else. And so they're like, I love you, you cheated, so I'm gonna stay with you, but you cheated, so I have my nigga. And so that's why when I see people like Rashida and Kirk Frost off of Love and Hip Hop, I'm like, she looks too happy. She's getting smashed
by somebody that's not him else. I hope, because it's like he's too trash to continue to take back. It's like every season of Love and Hip Hop, Kirk has done some shit. He's really
literally
trash every season,
and his mom died, and that's why she kind of like went easy on him this season. Like, okay, you have to be there for family, I get it, like, and he's your husband, I get it, like, yeah, that's why I roll my eyes. I'm like, he's your husband.
Let's just reinforce relationships are hard.
Right, exactly.
And it's like out there thinking that shit's easy.
She looks like she's getting smashed out by somebody else. Hopefully. So it's like, but yeah, like
I wouldn't want his dirty dick. He out here sleeping with strippers and shit.
Yeah, disgusting.
Not saying that they're nasty, but I mean, if you fuck somebody that's coming to the club, I can only assume that you do that on a regular basis.
Right.
You know?
I know.
Yeah.
Ew. Yep. This is a good time for a commercial break.
Hey guys, I want to interrupt the conversation very quickly to bring you guys a very important app, especially for those of us out here with weak bladders, or a children's bladder, like I like to call mine. So this app is called RunPee. Yes, guys, RunPee. So like basically you run in and you go into pee. So this app is made for people that are going to the movies, and it tells you the best time to run and pee during a movie without missing the best scenes. So each movie has a list of carefully selected pee times. We find 3 to 5 minute long scenes that don't have crucial plot twist or LOL moments or exciting action. And then for the moments that you go out and use the bathroom, when they say to, they also give a synopsis of what you missed.
Fantastic.
So like while you're going pee, you can read it. And let's not front, everybody use their phone when they go to the bathroom. Let's not even play.
Okay.
All right. That's why y'all need to make sure y'all cleaning that shit.
Okay.
That's
funny. That's true.
The app also comes with a built-in timer. So it's the key to enjoying your movie. You start it when the movie begins, and it will vibrate before each pee time. Now you can sit back, enjoy the movie, and never wonder again. It's a good time to go, because I know me, like, I'm always like, oh my god, I need to use the bathroom.
Even if you pee before the movie, you end up, because of what we eat and drink in the theater.
Exactly. Water.
Yeah,
I literally get a big Dasani every
That's
time
what I got.
go.
That's what I got yesterday. That's so funny.
Like,
he was like, do you want the regular or the large? I was like, give me the large,
because a bitch gonna have to go.
It was tasty.
Okay. And so you can find the app you could go to their website, RunPee. So it's RunPee.com, or in the Apple Store, you can just type in RunPee. It'll come up. And it's also available in the Android, the Google Play Store.
I don't know what it's called. You know what, guys? We don't have Androids, and we're not gonna pretend like we do.
Yeah, I don't know how that shit works.
But you Android people know what to do.
Yeah, just look for it.
Do where you download apps on that
exactly
thing. Okay,
so check out RunPee. Save yourself some time and energy, and get your full $15 worth. Okay,
and they say, to pee or not to pee? That won't be the question.
Ow.
Back to our show. Hey guys, so we're back. Shout out to everyone on Instagram who replied to our questions. It was a lot of people. I was actually super shocked on our podcast page, and then people answered the questions I put on my page. So we're gonna go over some of them, because I was just wondering what people thought about these things, just based off of me being like, my opinion's only my opinion. So an easy one was, first, is it beneficial to be 100% real on social media? 76% said yes, 24% said no. I actually was a no, because no one's being real on social media.
Yeah, nobody is. So it's clearly not benefiting shit.
Right.
Like, it's better, like, if you really want to be successful at social media, you can put in an application to get verified now.
Okay.
Or you could just be a hoe, or you can be a nigga that flaunts money around all the time. Like,
yeah, there's only a few people who got famous off of their personality.
Yeah,
I just don't,
Yeah.
It was either off of their looks, off of their success. It wasn't really, and then they just finesse it to make it look greater than it is, So that's what I was thinking.
And everything's about angles. Like, niggas know, because angles is everything when you taking a picture. And just like, even when you're giving a viewpoint of your life, whatever angle you put on it can make it look better or worse than it is.
Yeah. That just made me think, like, OG Royale. I wonder if they applied for it, because they seem like the type that probably could get verified, because they're like already going worldwide and stuff. And like Minogu Design.
Yeah, she needs to
get verified. She really does, because she's popping. Did King Vader get verified yet? I don't think so.
It's been ages. I don't
He's
think
probably
that nigga, because he would have made a video,
right?
Being excited,
right? Like, he's been applying, because someone else. It's cool when people post their video all like, thank you guys, I just got verified. I'm like, that
nigga still ain't got no check mark.
Man, that's fucked up.
Let me check his other page.
You guys need to verify King Vader. Stop playing. But yeah, and I was also thinking, when we have a business and have an Instagram for it, once it's a lucrative business and we can tell them what our sales are and stuff, then we might, this
nigga ain't verified on either page.
Instagram, you slipping. But I actually like that they're actually allowing. They probably had to hire more staff, because you can't contact Instagram. It's impossible to get in contact with someone in Instagram. You can, like, no email, nothing.
Stupid.
Yeah, so they probably had to hire more people just for that. But I also put another question I put was, does it benefit Black kids to be made fun of within their family? This was almost a tie. 42% said yeah, 58% said no. So I guess, and from what people were commenting, it's relative.
Yeah, like, it depends on what type of making fun of you're doing.
Exactly. And so I think it's half and half on both. So even if it's the good making fun, half say yes, half say no. If it's the bad making fun, half say yes, half say no. I say no, because it just leads them to do that to other people, and you don't know what other people are going on within their lives.
But then at the same time, it helps Black kids get thick skin, because at the end of the day, like, you have to have thick skin to be Black. Like, if you don't have thick skin and you're Black, like, you're at a disadvantage, especially, like, depending on which type of demographic you're in.
The only issue that comes with, like, the side is, like, it could do thick skin, but also
you're traumatizing
so many Black people are not doing well. So what does that say about the methods in which they're being raised?
Yeah, and that just ties back into that slave mentality, how we were degraded. Like, that was our form of getting people to do what we wanted them to do, is you degrade them as a person, And then going forward, they'll do whatever you say.
So now that families are degrading their kids, or kids are degrading kids.
I mean, that's our roots. That's how we became who we are.
Yeah, and that's why I was like, my opinion was no, because it's like that is based in slavery.
Exactly.
And that didn't do shit for us.
Yeah. And like low key, like I had read how somebody said that it was a black woman and she didn't hit her kids. Instead, she just explained to them calmly everything. And she said, and the person was saying she had 2 of the most well-behaved kids that she's ever seen. And like,
she had time and patience.
Exactly. But then on the same token, like the same hand, my cousins didn't whoop their kids at first, and their kids were bad as hell. Yeah. And these are 2 smart individuals. It's Shawnee and Chris. They're both smart as shit, right?
Yeah.
They didn't whoop their kids at first. And then by the time they got like to their 2nd and 3rd kid, they were like, nah, fuck that. We're whooping them. Like, because clearly talking to them isn't doing anything. Like, they need to get whooped.
And it depends on how available. Like, that lady who's like, oh, talk to them calmly. I'm like, are you a stay at home? Like, because I'm like, you have to have the time. That's the issue.
And the energy to really like answer kids' questions and then just explain stuff to them. But I feel like with my nephews and stuff, I do that with them because like I'm more patient with them. Like Carter, he was in my room the other day and he always tries to play with my ab roller wheel, and I'm told him like, don't touch that, like don't play with it. And so he got it. He's like, Ashley, look what I have. And I was like,
that's so annoying.
And I was like, Carter, I was like, didn't I tell you not to have that? And then so he goes down and tries to do a roll and he falls on the floor and busts his lip. And I'm like, so do you understand like why I told you not to have that anymore? And he like, will not have that period. And he was like, yeah. I was like, are you okay? He was like, yeah. I was like, okay. I was like, you're not gonna touch it again, right? And he was like, no.
Yeah. It's like sometimes you have to fall on your face.
Exactly.
But
learn the hard way.
But yeah, I did put that question out there because my idea was, it makes people have thick skin, but then my idea was, has that shit benefited anyone? And that's the sad but important thing is like, I have yet to see it benefit black kids. Yeah. And so that's why I actually put black kids, because it's different. I mean, honestly, our culture probably makes fun of people more than any other culture. Like, yes, Mexican, white, everyone makes fun of each other jokingly, friendly, family, like, everyone does it. But specifically black culture, because I see a higher concentration in black culture, and also because we're not seeing enough evidence that it's helping anyone. Also, I said, does it benefit black kids to learn how to roast other people? Almost a tie again, but 54% said yeah, and 46% said no. And I was like, I mean, I see both sides with that, because I'm probably going to teach my kids not how to roast, but how to have comebacks, like, and just hit to the core.
Because like getting roasted, like you feel bad, like if you don't know how to come back on that other person. But it's just like in some situations, roasting is really just about fun.
It's a game,
like it's really like a game of seeing like who could be the wittiest. But then on the other hand, like sometimes people do say hurtful shit,
and that's the problem is people like, it is a game, which is why wilding out is a roasting session. And it's all a game, but it's like, that's the only problem is like, when it's out, people will take it outside of the game, and now they're just trying to hurt people, and then the people who are trying to hurt people are clearly miserable. But as a child, you don't know these things. You learn it as an adult, that it's like, oh, these are just people who hate their own lives, so they're trying to ruin yours. But it's like, that's the only thing and I see why for both questions there was such a high, like such a division between yes or no, and it was so many people that responded. Like, I was like, whoa. So I was just like, oh, it's a real division. Like, and I made sure to respond too, just so my opinion was tied into
I responded too, but I don't remember what I picked on that one. I think I said yes on that one, and then no on the previous question.
So I'm gonna shoot this question out for maybe our next taping. Like, can you guys further explain, and I'll put this on the podcast too, can you guys further explain why you chose the side you chose? Because like we're talking about, there's really a division down the center. We see both sides, and I always say the best debaters see both sides. The worst debaters will only talk about their side. And never talk about the other side, because they know they're fucking wrong, or they're just too ignorant to know that.
Or they just don't understand it, right? Like, because the majority of things, like reason like why people don't get things or are a certain way is just because of ignorance.
Right.
They're ignorant to
That's
it.
why niggas will have 26 kids, because these bitches are ignorant to the fact that it is not normal. That's why people will get shot and go to jail and they'll be like, I thought everyone gets shot and goes to jail. I've heard that before. Like because they come from nothing. And you think about it, the government does not care about these little random black girls who are poor, living with their mom who's on drugs. The government does not care about
Did I ever
people.
tell you about that short video I watched on Tumblr about these black people in the South?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so these group of people like in the deep South, they were still slaves because they couldn't read. The area was so isolated and they didn't know that slavery was over, and they like thought it was a normal way of life. They didn't have a TV, they didn't have access to a radio, they didn't have access to anything, and like they thought like the world was still this way. So like in the 20th century, people were still slaves. In America, in the deep South. And so like people were commenting below and they're like, yeah, like if you look on like some maps and if you're like driving through the South in certain areas, there's certain cities that are like, I forget where you can find it and I have to figure it out, where you can find certain places, like certain cities, not to stop because they're so racist there still. And they will like basically track you down and do a fucking get out on you.
That's horrifying. Damn.
And it's the 21st century. So like with you saying things are relative, that really makes sense because these people really didn't know that like slavery was over and they can be their own people. That's the thing is like when we, like that lady I was telling you who was on the Breakfast Club who was talking about getting shot by, she got shot twice when she was 15. Like Jesus, by two different people. One was her baby daddy. Like how do you, and she got shot in her skull and it cracked her skull, head open. And then she said she got shot in her titty and her blew her nipple off. She blew her nipple off, and because she was on Medicaid, they they put it on back in a shitty manner. She said when she got her head cracked open, she had her friend do a finger wave and she went out that night and her head was leaking. Bitch, what? That's how uneducated. She's not saying it was because like, oh, I was trying to party. She just thought it was normal. That she watched someone get shot at 7 and was like, oh, okay, well, you shouldn't have did that. Like, because she was so used to seeing people get shot. You know, like, and that's the people, that's how little some people know. Yeah. Like, and then she even said she wrote a book. She, it's real personal. Cause I want to hear her say the book because she sounded so funny when she was talking. I listened to a sample. I need to listen to it. I want to listen to it. That's one book where I'm like, oh, I actually want to listen to it instead of read it. She has a good voice. She has a good voice. She does. Yeah, I like the way she told her story. But she said her son listened to the book. I mean, her son read the book and called her like kind of cracked up, like, damn, Mom, I didn't know you went through all that. She was like, I didn't know you could read. And I was like, the bitch was she really said, I didn't know you could read. No, she was dead serious. Like, she was like, I didn't know you could read. Like, oh, what? Damn. You yeah, so I'm like, these are the world people bitch, come from. What does that say about you as a parent? Like, I understand her upbringing, but damn, you ain't know your own son could read. But I mean, she's done well from what she came from. Yeah. That's yeah, especially to be on Breakfast Club. Okay, she went far. Boom. But that just shows, like, that shows where she came from to where she's releasing a book, but she just suspected that her son might not know how to read. That just shows the generation. And she got beat, her mom got beat, her mom's mom got beat. So it's just generations of getting fucked up. Do you know how many fucked up things I've heard from older women when it comes to being married and being in a relationship and having a man? They basically tell you, put up with anything. Don't say no when they want to have sex. Jesus. And like all this other like misogynistic bullshit that I will never fucking follow. Never. Thank God we were born. Just like, yeah, because Vital Information, they were just talking about gender roles and basically like, does it matter to them in a relationship? And I'm like, for me, nah, it don't fucking matter. Like, no. I don't give a fuck. I love when niggas cook for me. Exactly. And we're in this together. Like, who's taking care of you then if I'm not there? Yeah. Like, because if you can't fucking fend for yourself, how you gonna fucking fend for a family? Like, if the man's supposed to be the head of the household and all that shit. Like, if you can't fend for yourself, how do I expect you to fend for my fucking kids? Right. It's that misogynistic shit. You will never catch me doing that. Ever. Bullshit. Okay, so the next poll question was, do people lie to seem better than they are? It's obvious. 94% said more often than not. The ones who said no was lying. 6% said not often. I said the 6% is sheltered. That's what I thought when I said it. Or they in denial. Yeah, because I was like, I even put more often than not. But the other one that I did, which is parlaying,
into something. Well, actually, let me do this poll question last and do the questions people asked, and then I'll do that because that parlays into the subject. But someone said National Women's Day was this month. Do you think trans women should be included? Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, they're women.
Yeah, if that's what they identify as. I mean,
me and Ashley always said we ain't freedom fighters. We ain't gonna lie and act like we are. So yeah, we will, but we're too busy.
I'm not gonna fight for it for you.
I'm not. We're too busy and still not established.
And it's because like I'm not trans, never been trans, probably will never be trans because I don't know what's gonna happen in the future.
Never gonna. I'm never right.
What if I want to be a nigga one day? Who knows?
I mean,
like
if they can make us
the
a
ability
nigga,
to choose.
No, I don't like bitches. I really thought about it because I was like,
be a nigga and be gay.
Right, I'd be a gay nigga because I'm like, I would love to like not have a period and all those things that men have, but I'm like, I really don't like women.
But I honestly, I really enjoy having a vagina too. So
I just really don't. I'm not attracted to women at all.
No, I cannot eat pussy.
Yeah,
can't do it.
I mean, I would love to feel like what their penis feels like.
Yeah,
but
like to get my dick sucked, that would be great.
Because men ruin people's lives.
They do
over their penis.
That's all you eat.
So I told them. I told my friend.
Prime example.
I told my friend. I said, y'all must be feeling something way different because y'all will ruin your life and other people's lives to make sure that you come.
Like, what is that shit like?
Yeah,
explain it to me.
So yeah, trans women should be included because they're women. That's why they're called trans women. And there was an earthquake on Tuesday. Did you feel it?
No, my brother asked me, and I was at home. I'm like, how did I miss this? I was like, did aliens abduct me?
I looked at online, and they said that level was a 4.4, which was the biggest of that day actually. But it says 4.4 in that range. You will only feel it if you're upstairs. I don't know if you're upstairs.
I was downstairs taking a shower.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're like, there's only certain situations where you feel it. I was sitting on my bed upstairs, and I hate
earthquakes. I was all paranoid that whole night. The whole night I was paranoid, and I had to be up at 4. I was just like,
I was so scared. I was like, because I like when shit. I mean, I could see things in my room moving, and I was like, I heard the no, and I noticed my bed will sway a little bit. It went. No.
Don't you hate how earthquakes sound?
No. And I was like, and I literally got up and ran downstairs, and I was yelling. I was like, "There's an earthquake! I'm scared!" And I just ran downstairs and just stood by the front door, just waiting for the second one to come. Like I really was just like, second one coming right by the door. Don't fuck with me.
Just be so expected because you honestly you hear the earthquake before you feel it. All you hear is and then your house starts shaking, shit starts falling. It's intense.
My shit started moving, and I was because my TV is not on a stand, so if something rocks it, it'll rock. Yeah. And I was watching TV, so it started rocking, and I was like, I ran downstairs. And my dad was like, yeah, it was a little earthquake.
Your dad is too chill.
Yeah, I was like, I'm scared. And then, and I was afraid that like the big one's coming. So his second question was, do you think the big quake is coming soon?
Probably. And we live right next to that San Andreas fault. I just need to know how far the earth will fall off so that I could not be in that area.
So my coworker was explaining it to me, the old man that I work with, and he was like, yeah, that one was 4.4. It was in Laverne actually. And he was saying you could tell the difference between like a big one and a small one because the small ones go what we felt. I mean, what I felt.
Yeah.
He was like, the big ones are rolling. So he said, instead of you feeling you're going to feel.
I can't do it.
I said, and mind you, it's still the ground. So it's going to be like
an ocean wave.
He said it's going to be like an ocean wave.
Fuck all
horrifying.
That.
Horrifying. I say God forbid, and I say it's not going to come while I'm here.
Yeah.
And I just try to speak that into existence because I'm horrified. Our house was built in 98, so I don't know if it's ready for what's coming, but it is earthquake proof kind of. But if it's moving, if it's moving during a 4.4, and the big ones I think are over 5 is when they get
because the seismologist on the news said that the 4.4 is normal for us.
Right.
She's like, yeah, this is a normal earthquake.
Yeah.
It was like, bitch, nah.
It felt normal.
Ain't nothing normal
but
about
it's
no earthquake.
Scary. Right.
It doesn't normal about that shit.
Don't take nothing away from how frightening that shit was.
And what killed me, she was like, yeah, we had a 3-second warning. Bitch, what you gonna do in 3 seconds?
the 3 seconds is the time it takes for me to stand up. Right. And then I'm like, like, what do you mean?
What the fuck you gonna do in 3 fucking seconds? I was so pissed.
Like,
I was like, why you even say that?
If there was an alarm, it'd be like, I'm like, what the fuck does that do?
Yes. The alarm going off at the same time the earthquake coming, bitch. At that point,
I ain't got shit to do. Okay, but yes, God, please don't hurt us.
Please, save me.
And then the third one, we haven't listened to the Eminem album, so we can do that next week.
I don't even like Eminem.
He sounds really angry, so it's kind of hard. I haven't listened to it yet, but I heard it's fire. Like, people are saying it's fire.
I listened to a song this morning because the show was playing, and I was like, oh, yeah. Okay. I was like, I don't even like Eminem. Yeah. Like, I like 2 songs from him, but, you know, I'm rocking with this.
Yeah, people are saying it's fire.
I just hope he's not angry no more.
No, someone commented, why is Eminem
I'm
always
trying
angry?
to rid anger from my body. Like,
yeah, he's not.
That's why I don't listen to him.
But yeah, everyone mentions this Charlemagne in their songs now. I'm like, Charlemagne, you popping. Get the fuck out of here.
Go ahead, cancer season.
Someone else asked us, is the club scene overrated? Yes.
Especially in LA, yes. Big yes. All caps.
I haven't done I think the club scene everywhere is probably overrated.
We need to try Atlanta. We're trying Atlanta. We didn't try New York because it was cold as shit.
It was.
We did London one time.
Yeah, that was cool.
We didn't do Amsterdam.
Oh, I did club in London whole time I was out. Yeah. It was cool. I mean, there's not black people, but they played a ton of American music.
You know what? I wonder what Amsterdam was like. Because Amsterdam was lit.
But you know, it's kind of racist out there because everyone's white.
Everywhere is racist for us.
It would have been some fetish shit, low key, probably. But we can do it next time we go out there. Miami is fucking fun. But the thing is, now that I'm like, I don't know, I'm just not thinking about the same shit I used to think about.
Right.
And so I could go to any club and have fun because I'm having fun for myself. But it's like, yeah, the club scene in LA is trash.
Yeah, I honestly enjoy going to Las Vegas to club. Because it's like you're supposed to do that there. Like when you go to Vegas, you know you're going to club.
You're supposed to
You know which ones you like. You know which ones are popping. Like,
but the club scene is overrated. Like, men act like they have money and they don't.
And they don't.
Women act like... What do women act like? They just
try
to
they're not thirsty, but they are.
But they
be watching the bottle service, waiting to catch eyes with somebody so they could get in.
Exactly. That's true. Everyone in LA, everyone just looks at each other and tries to be like, I look better than her.
And nobody dances. Like nobody if you dance, like you seem like you're weird. Like, and it's like, sorry, I'm enjoying myself.
Literally everyone in the club who's dancing, like, you know, on Playhouse on that small dance floor, everyone in the club who's dancing is people who don't give a fuck about anyone else.
But remember when we used to go to Greystone often?
Yeah.
And we would see the same people there week after week, and the people would have a table week after week, and it's like, how are you always in this club?
Wow.
How?
Yeah, it's all clout chasing. None of it's real. The only benefit I can say is because I will still, now that I'm completely over clubs and I'm not like running to a club, I go when I'm invited or there's someone saying let's go, whatever, I'll go. Like, I like having fun. So now when I go, the vibe is different, or my aura might be different because I'm not looking thirsty.
Yeah.
I'm going there more to meet people just because I spent a lot of time not meeting people. So it's like, it is different if you come into it with a different mentality. But like Ashley, I don't know if you said this on the last episode, you might have mentioned it, like there's niggas in there that will just try to bite you.
Oh yeah,
like, oh,
don't
like,
bite me,
I can get you this. I remember we went to Vegas and that happened in Vegas.
Yeah, the first thing he says to me, like, oh, like you can have whatever you want. Like, I have heard that from niggas so many times, and I can't tell you how disinterested I am in you doing any of that. And I don't know why you think I like you. Like, I'm literally having to talk to you because Nina's talking to your homeboy.
And I don't like you because you're a nigga who buys bitches. So now we're not compatible anymore because you're that type of nigga.
Yeah.
And it's like, and if your friends are all just about materialistic shit and you think that's how it's going to interest somebody, it will interest. I know a lot of girls who would love that. I know a lot of girls who would love that, but let me tell you, you will get blocked if you talk about money too much. Even if I enjoyed my time with you, talk about money enough, I will block you.
Yep.
Like, because I'm not rich, but nigga, I ain't poor. Like, so why would I not like that?
And like, if I'm in the same space as you, why do you feel like you need to tell me what you could buy for me?
Yeah.
If like I'm in the same space that you're in.
Yeah. It's just, that's the only thing about LA culture. And it's like, it was a guy who asked us this question too. So if we're talking to a guy, it's like, just don't be fake. Like, don't be thirsty.
Don't buy bottles if you can't afford it.
Don't be wanting these girls because like they came for niggas who make way more money than you and they still ain't gonna.
And they just want to rest their feet and get a drink.
Yeah, like, yeah. So it's just like, yeah, the club scene is overrated, obviously. The last poll question is, have you considered joining any military branch, which was also right down the center?
I used to think that.
Right. And because that's why I put, have you ever considered? Because I know people will think about it and not do it, because I have too.
Me too.
And so 49% said yes, 51% said no, which makes sense. I remember being young, my parents being like, don't ever join the military, don't ever da-da-da-da. Oh, they don't give a fuck about you. You're just gonna die, and then your family gets money. They don't care that you died. And I remember during the war, it was like 500,000 people died.
A lot of people died.
It was a ridiculous amount of
and
people.
Nobody cared.
No, so your widow wife gets money now? That doesn't fix anything. And it's like, no.
Your kids don't have a dad.
But this parlays into, I have a friend who's been in the Air Force for like 8 years now, so they're like in the shit, and they're living not in their eyes, they're living a great life. Everyone has different things that they want for their life, but for this person, they love where they're at, but I asked a lot of questions. So the first question I asked is because this person that I know is a superior, so they're allowed to spend with the military budget, and they're allowed to do things, and they told me how much their budget was, and like me knowing how much my budget is at my job, I was like, oh, okay.
That's what our tax dollars are doing, guys.
Damn, just your department got that much? Okay, damn. So yeah, and at the end of the year, they have end of the year spending. He told me that's what it's called, because if you don't use it, you lose it. It doesn't get recycled. It doesn't anything. It's like, it's not yours. It goes somewhere else.
It goes to the people who really need it. Okay.
Okay, right. And so they just spend money. He said they spend money on stupid shit because it's like they don't really need it. Or they'll buy something that could have been $2 and they'll buy it for $20 because it's like, we don't need this. Like we're just trying to get rid of money at this point or whatever.
Can you pay off my student loans, government?
That parlayed into that exact question. I said, this person knows me. You know me. I went to undergrad, I worked, I did biochemist, and blah, 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 master's, boom. Don't I deserve some help?
No.
And he said, and his answer was yes. But he was like, he would never say yes without a but.
Yeah.
He would refuse to say yes without a but. So he said, yes, but you have to join the military to get those benefits. Sorry, you have to. It was just like, you have to be in the military. Sorry, you deserve it. But no, you have to be in the military. And I was just like, fuck. Because this person
to be owned. They're basically buying you.
Yeah.
Just like they buy niggas in the hood for Camaros. Okay.
And this person has 2 associates and a bachelor's free, and is about to go back to get his master's free. Lucky. But I said
he made a sacrifice though.
These are things that people don't know. Okay, first of all, most people do know at this point. When you join the military, you don't have to fight, but you do have to find the right sector so you don't end up fighting. You might even end up getting flown out to the place where the war is happening, but you're not going to be on the front lines. This person actually works in IT. Smart to take IT, and it's like no one in IT is going to fight. The best you're going to do is fix a computer that's relative to helping someone out there.
Fix the missile guidance system.
Right, exactly. Important. You're going to fix those things. So it's like,
can he hack like nukes? That'd be cool if he could hack the nukes and disable all of them.
But he's IT only for healthcare. So it's like the hospitals that help the veterans and
they don't do shit.
That's why he did the
hospitals don't do
the
shit.
Meme he sent me. He didn't send me the meme. He did the meme where you tap your forehead like you're thinking.
Like that I sent you. I said, bitch, I be thinking sometimes.
You gotta be thinking. Everyone knows that black guy who's like, gotta think about it. He did that because he was like, healthcare IT. There's no way you're fighting. The closest thing you're gonna be doing is working in a hospital, which I know it is still dangerous if you're in the war land, but you will not fight. And I know people are afraid of fighting. This person actually never went to war. They've just been flown around the United States and about to go to Korea, about to go to Hawaii.
My cousin just joined the military.
I mean, what branch? Do you know?
I don't know.
This person's in the Air Force.
No. She joined the Navy.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's also good too. And that's also, let me just be clear, I'm being specific. This person is in the Air Force, so I don't want to speak for anyone else.
For every branch, because everything is different. I know Navy is usually the first ones to get sent out because they're in their boats, so they attack off land. But I don't know the order of like succession after that. I would assume it'd be Navy, Air Force, then ground troops, but I don't know.
Right. And it's probably, exactly. And so I don't want you guys to join the Army and stuff like that. I don't know what's going to happen to y'all. Okay. But let me tell you, if you join the Air Force, also BMT, basic military training.
You have to do it.
The thing that the reason why I won't join the military is because I don't want to do that.
Because you're not going to yell at me.
Oh, you?
Okay. Not about to
I said that I'm gonna be that bitch that snaps back. And it's like, so people think, oh, it's so long. I don't. No one wants
to. Just 6 weeks?
Yeah, it's 8 weeks.
8 weeks.
And this is for the Air Force. I don't know about anyone else, but it's only 8 weeks. But my friend did mention to me, if you are that asshole who's snapping back, they will recycle you, which means you start on week 1 when they decide. So he's told me someone got to week 7 and started to get bold and got recycled back to week 1. And it's 24/7. So you run 5 miles a day. So by the end, everyone can run 5 miles. everyone loses about 10 to 15 pounds if they're like not already in super fit shape. My friend he gained so much weight.
It just scares me because like the way that they go about doing things, like I understand you have to be prepared to fight, but just like the mental trauma that starts when you get into the armed forces.
Yeah.
And then if you do go have to fight, you're gonna have even more mental trauma. And when you come home, you already should know from all the vets you see on the side of the fucking freeway begging for money that they're not gonna fucking help your ass.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And my friend was saying like the most traumatized people with PTSD are the ones who didn't fight because they just watched a whole bunch of people
get blown up, see people come in with no arms and legs, like see people with no faces. Like I don't think people realize like how traumatizing stuff is. Like even like little shit you see every day, like on Tumblr, like I am so tired of seeing sex. I am so fucking tired of seeing sex.
It's
and like I have
Tumblr.
to find a way to block it or I'm just gonna have to stop going on there because that shit's not good for you either.
Yeah, to always be thinking about it like that.
And especially like the type of sex you see, because it's like porno sex where it's like they're just damaging the woman, like her vagina is gone. Yeah, like I don't want to see that shit. Yeah, like that does not please me in any way. And like men that like watching that shit scares me. Yeah, and then women that say that they like that stuff, like you were trained to like that. I don't feel like anybody starts out liking a nigga being rough with them.
Yeah, I mean the people who say they're like 8-inch penises still confuse me to this day.
I don't get it.
I don't know if I believe you. I don't know if I'm scared of you. I just have all these feelings.
I'm scared of you because you a strong bitch.
8 inches where?
Right,
like,
where's it gonna go?
In your fucking neck. Like I don't know, that's just weird. But sorry, we very much went off subject. But BMT 2 months. So for people who are like, oh, it's 6 months, I don't want to do it, it is day and night. You are running 5 miles a day. You are doing a whole bunch of shit. You cannot bullshit either. 2 months. So if you can get through that, like I said, it's healthcare IT. You don't have to fight. For the Air Force, you can work for 4 years to 20 years, which is what they call retirement, but obviously you can continue to work after that. But like my friend said,
that's so much a better form of retirement. Most people have to work till they're 65.
Right. My friend says he only has 15 years left. Wow. And so he'll barely be 40 when he retires. Wow. Yeah, when he retires he'll barely be 40.
This is how they be trapping niggas.
Yeah. And so I don't know, he doesn't want to do it for a lifetime, but you can. And then if you retire, you get $36,000 tax free everything. So $36,000 a year for life.
The fuck? What?
So mind you, you can still go out and work.
That's better than Social Security shit.
And you're getting all your degrees for free. So
you don't have debt.
What my friend is doing has no debt, has zero debt.
You could live perfectly fine.
Zero debt, mind you. And when you move, the military helps you move. So instead of calling people to paying people,
you know what?
They move
That's
your
why
shit.
my next door neighbor ain't shit. Because he been in the Navy forever. Like, that's his career. He got 3 baby mamas.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because bitches see security. I know. I see it whenever I see a guy in the military. You see security, you see financial security, and they take care of your like I was asking him, oh, how could I become a vendor for the military? And you have to apply and stuff like that. But I was like, how could you do, like, what about their wives? And you can use the military services for your wife too. So it's like they benefit a lot off of it too. Because like, I was telling Ashley, I can't give you guys the website, but there is a website that people in the military can shop off of. I would relate it to Sears when it comes to the amount of shit they have on there: perfume, appliances, clothes, jewelry. They have purses. They have everything on there. They don't pay any tax, and they get it on a discount.
I mean, I guess it makes sense because they get paid by our taxes. So why would they pay taxes?
Exactly. Exactly.
Like, it's literally, that would be taking money out of their pocket.
It makes perfect sense. Yeah. And then getting that $36,000 for life. Imagine if you're working plus the degrees that my friend has. I'm like, sheesh. Mind you, you're in the military, so you're gaining experience just because you're in the military. Like, you are working through the military
every day.
And if you suck at your job and get fired, they just move you to a different branch. So your resume continues to get built. Okay. Because somebody that he knows is about to get fired.
So I need to go get signed up.
Right. That's what I was saying. I was like, damn, if there wasn't BMT.
Only I didn't care about having kids.
Okay. That's the only thing. And 4 years is a long commitment already for me. For my personality, 4 years is a long commitment because you know me.
Yeah, because I can't do this job for 4 years.
Right.
So I get it.
And then, but the debate that we got into is, I was like, what about those veteran hospitals? I hear terrible things about them. And he was like, no, there's good ones. There's good ones.
In rich areas,
you can't find them online. Even the veteran hospitals he was naming to me, you can't find any anyone saying what the hospital is like. That spooked me out. Like, that never happened. So why is it when
there's always reviews on hospitals?
The military is strong, obviously they have all that money, so I was like, they're actually controlling
Trump
Google.
is their leader.
They're trolling Google because you can find the hospital easy. There's no evidence of how the hospital is. There's no one saying anything about how the hospital is.
I can tell you how one of them is because I go to it.
And it's trash, right?
It's trash.
Yeah, that was
like,
my whole...
Recently they started doing construction on it, but like it just looks depressing. Yeah. And then like outside they have a duck pond, so there's duck shit everywhere. I'm like, how safe is this to have outside of a hospital?
Fecal matter, no.
Yeah, especially like when I have to walk through that to walk to the operating room, like, and I'm not changing my shoes when I get inside because I'm not an employee, so I don't have a locker, so I don't have a change of shoes there. So it's like, how safe is this?
Yeah, them vet hospitals. All I told my friend, because he was like, people, some people are just so sure about things. And so instead of arguing, I was like, just do me one favor, like, just make sure you have enough money to where if your veteran hospital sucks, you can go to Kaiser. Yeah. I was like, or whatever.
They could still get Kaiser. My dad, he's a vet. He has Kaiser insurance, and then he has some type of like vet stuff that he has to do because he was like exposed to something when he was in the military, so he like gets compensation for that. That's how I paid for my college. Like, right. It does benefit a lot of people, but it's just like, I would never do that shit. Yeah. And I would never advise anybody to do that shit because they come back too traumatized. They
come back different sometimes. Yeah. And sometimes some people come back the same, but it's like, that's why I wanted to bring it up, because there's a stigma about the military, about like fighting and dying and then trauma, PTSD.
I feel like that's like only when we're in war. And so it's just like, if you're going to do it, you have to choose the right time to do it. And with Trump in office, there's never a right time.
I'm not going to enlist while this guy's in office. Like, I probably won't even enlist if someone white is in office because I won't feel protected.
Unless it's Obama.
Yeah, half white.
Fuck off.
You gotta be half white at least. Well, I mean, not half white. You could at the most you can be half white. Yeah, you gotta be some
type of ethnic in you.
Have some minority in you, or I'm just concerned. But yeah, so I found it interesting that it was 50-50 though. But those are the reasons why, because of all the benefits. My friend will have 4 degrees for free. Even though he's committing to 20 years, it's like he's also getting paid. So he still gets paychecks. He also, like, they move his shit whenever he moves because he has to keep moving. They move all of his shit for free. Like, there were all these other benefits that he was telling me. But, like that's it. There's a ton of benefits that come with being in the military. And so, or in the Air Force. Let me be specific so people don't think I'm talking about the Army. And it might be completely different. So if
it's like hell.
If any of you guys
least funded.
BTW, if any of you guys have any questions about the Air Force, I can ask my friend because they have no problem answering questions about because they're super for it, so but yeah, that was the end of my stuff. All right, we reached the end.
Well, let's wrap it up with a look at God. I see universe.
Oh my God, do I have a look at God?
Ooh, I do. It's very shallow though.
My look at God is that I went to the gym and didn't have an asthma attack. Woo woo. And my asthma be wildin'. Yep. I texted Ashley at the end. My throat started itching when I finished, and I was like, as long as I'm not doing anything anymore, that's fine. Like, because for people who have asthma completely understand this, working out isn't just working out. Working out is working out and trying to make sure you don't have an attack at all times. That's why if I feel anything, I stop. I'm like, nope, no. Like, we're just gonna wait till this passes, because that actually, my throat did itch for a second during the end of my workout, and I did a long pause instead of the short breaks you take in between. I did a long pause, but that was great, because my biggest fear when it comes to taking breaks from working out and going back is that my lungs are gonna get into shock, and then so look at God, I'm alive, and now I'm not afraid.
All right, mine's not as riveting, but look at God, I got my financial aid check and my paycheck within the day of each other. Whoop, so whoop. That's always a beautiful and blessed feeling, because all that money just be going to my savings account. Right. Savings account is healthy.
Okay. Healthy. Gotta save money. Yep. That ties into my look at God, where I was like, Ashley, I looked at my credit score and it went up. Yeah. Yes. Because before I was a finance major and I knew much, I got my car and I've had my first credit card for years when I was 18 years old. Me too. And so I got my like first like real credit cards around the time I got my car, not knowing that I'm putting hits on my credit report back to back. You got a car, then a credit card, then a credit card. Still love my credit cards. They're great credit cards. I'm not getting any more. I have 3. I have a car. We're good. But to see my credit score like start, because it takes they said it takes a year for it to not matter, but it takes 2 years for it to leave your report. So it's been about a little over a year since I got my car and my credit card. So it makes sense that my credit score started to go back up. And I was like, yeah, bitch, gotta do it. Lower interest rates, nigga.
Right. I'm working on getting mine back to A1 white people credit. Like right now it's like trailer trash white people credit. I need it to be like Steve Jobs credit.
Yeah.
So.
And I did learn that any credit score over 750 is excellent.
Trying to get back there.
As soon as we hit over 750, I know it's like, and it came up because I was helping my friend with hers. Like her credit score had just went up a little bit too, but like we have all the same credit inquiries and paying back debt.
Yeah,
like that's always what it is.
It's like your debt to income ratio. Yeah. And then it's like the amount you spend on your credit card into regards what your limit is. Like there's just so many things, and like so many things you're ignorant to, because I remember when I first got my credit card, I didn't pay that bitch for a while.
I thought I heard something.
I thought I did too.
I thought I heard the TV.
Yeah, I didn't pay that whole bitch for a while, and then I got a letter and I was like, Mom, what's this? And she was like, Ashley, you haven't been paying this? I was like, oh, like I was very like honestly I was very stupid for a long time, because even when I got my car, like
ignorant,
because stupid just means like
unintelligent.
You don't and ignorant means you just didn't know about it,
right?
So I was ignorant about my car registration too.
Oh yeah.
I didn't. That shit was like 3 months overdue, and like I didn't pay it because I was just like, well, I've never had a car before, and like y'all didn't tell me none of this stuff. You guys literally bought me a car and were like, here, Ashley, pay the car note. And I was just like, okay.
Before that, we had used cars that were paid off. We didn't
and
know
then
shit.
like it was my parents' car too, so they would do the registration on it. Like when it became my own thing, like I didn't know I was supposed to pay my registration, but it's like now I know when it's due every year, so I pay it every year.
See, my shock with registration was
how much it is.
Woo, woo.
So I was gonna be nice and do my parents a favor, because sometimes I do this. Like if I see a bill around the house and they haven't paid it yet, like because my mom always writes paid on it. Like if I see it and they didn't pay it, I'll just pick it up and pay it and then put it back. And then and then I'll tell them when they're getting ready to pay, like, oh yeah, I paid that already. And they're like, oh, okay,
thank you.
So I saw like my mom puts the bills on my dad's like mirror because he's the breadwinner, and it was saying due this day. I was like, man, let me see how much it is. And it's like for our old ass car, like the registration for. I'm like, man, let me see how much this is. I could pay it. And then I saw the price. I was like, okay, nope, never mind. Just kidding. I put it back. That's why I'm like, I don't announce to them that I'm gonna pay their bills. I do that shit as a surprise.
Yeah, it's like, but the good thing is, now that like I'm done with school and I'm like I don't have to pay my student loans yet, this is a good time to pay those small student loans that are like 1,000.
Yeah, pay those off.
I think I have one that's like 500. So it's like because your credit score is also based on how many accounts you have open, and you can't control how many school accounts you have open. You have to open them for, you know, like it's like, and it doesn't affect your credit score because you're not late because you're a student until you're late.
Right.
That's a whole nother story.
Like because when you're in school, you don't pay.
Yeah.
Unless you would like to pay back. Like say if you get extra financial aid and you pay that back, they credit it to your account.
Yep.
And then they just slice it off. And that's what I do with mine. Like I still pay it like every now and then when I remember, so that I could get a credit on my account.
Exactly. I forget that yours is deferred because you're back in school, and mine is deferred because I just graduated. But yeah, just so you guys remember, please ask us questions and stuff. And we had a lot of information too, and you guys asked great questions. And so please feel free to comment back on the stuff we said. Please feel free to hit us on my DM or Paige's DM. Like,
just don't drag me.
Yeah, and no dick pics, you know, regular stuff. You can find us on Apple Podcasts or iTunes, Young and Gettin Podcast. There's no G at the end of getting. You're gonna. Well, actually, you're going to subscribe. Please rate and review. We love it. We have 5 stars right now. Let's keep that going. But obviously, if you don't feel that way, we're not gonna like hate you for putting something less. But please rate and review because that helps us, and we appreciate what you guys have done so far. We're also on SoundCloud.com/WeAreYAGIP. Please follow us on there. Please comment. We definitely comment back. We love when we see new subscribers on there. Also, we're on YouTube. Search Young and Gettin Podcast. You're gonna see our page pop up. Please subscribe on there too. We love to see that. Also like our videos, stuff like that. Comment on them too. We love it. We're also on Google Play, Stitcher, and Pocket Casts.
Yeah. And you can also find us on Twitter and Instagram at YAGI_podcast. We have our Facebook, facebook.com/YAGIPOD. We have our wonderful and fabulous website, www.weareyagip.com. And then we have 2 forms of contacting us. Of course, you guys always know you can hit our Instagram, so I should say more than one. Like any of our social medias, hit us up on those. But you can also hit us up on our email, Ashleyandninapod@gmail.com, or hit us up on our number, 323-486-3811. Call and leave a voicemail if you're looking God, or just text us one, or even text us questions. Either way, it works for y'all.
Yerp. All right. Episode 40 motherfucking 3. I can't believe we're in 43. Like, right? Saying that number.
Yeah.
That's really crazy.
I mean, but at least it doesn't feel like it.
Thank God.
Because if it felt like it, we would quit.
I know, right? She's not joking.
Nope, because it feels like I've been working at my job for 2 years.
So. Yeah, and we like it. And I also look forward to, like, when we, like, finally get to the point of opening our business, because me and Ashley are saving for it right now, like opening our business and being able to talk about the trials and tribulations that come with that.
We have encountered.
Right. So we're always just throwing information at you. Let us know what you want to know. We know people who are working in things that we want to get to or that we will not get to but are also super cool. Ask us questions. We know people.
Ask us if we know somebody that you could be referred to, like, because we're all about helping people. Like, anytime I see somebody asking for help on Instagram, y'all know I be up in your DMs like, oh, well, I know this person, do you want me to connect you?
Yep.
Or like, I read this somewhere, or I saw this somewhere. Like, I am a very helpful individual. Just don't ask me when I'm getting married, because I might black out on you like I did at that lady at work this week.
That's annoying.
Like, don't fucking ask women that question if they are not engaged, and do not ask women that question, like, period. Like, and
don't ask a young woman who's single, where's your boyfriend also, because what you're telling me is that I need to be complete
with a man only,
and I shouldn't be complete on my own,
because a man is not a need, he's a luxury.
Also, you're assuming that I don't have options, whereas it might be like my options are not what I want or to marry. It might be what I want for now.
For
so
some dick.
You guys
but please don't ask women that question. It's so offensive to think, like, to assume every woman's goal in life is to get married. I don't like that.
That is so ignorant. It's like asking a woman if she's pregnant. You wait till she says something.
Yeah, wait until you see the bump, my nigga.
And it has to be a serious bump, because some
6-month bump.
Some women are just fat, and their fat collects in their stomach.
Yeah,
just like black women, their fat collects in their legs. That's just how it is. Like in our butt, like. And some people, if they have no fat collection in their legs, and it collects only up top. Like. So don't ask women that, especially men don't ask women that. I think it's less offensive when women ask, but it's just offensive.
It's like, all offensive to me.
Until it's an obvious baby bump, don't say shit.
Yeah. And until you see a ring on somebody's finger, don't ask them when they're getting married. Like,
exactly.
The fuck?
Right.
I told her, I was like, what am I supposed to do? Go buy a ring, give it to him, and tell him to propose to me at this restaurant on this day, because that's what I want.
Right.
And she was just sitting there, and I was just like, yeah, like, I can't.
Just stop.
And like, I was really rude. I was like, I'm sorry, like, you had to be the one, but I was like, I am so tired of hearing that question.
Yeah, that is annoying.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine. The only person I would ask that question is the person who's about to get married, because she's been with her boyfriend for a decade,
and she's actually fucking engaged.
That's the only person that in my mind I could ask that question to.
And you already know the wedding date.
Right.
Like,
bachelorette, hey Dion, we finna be at your bachelorette. Ow, ow, ow.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah. Thank you guys.
Catch us next week.
43. Peace.